Returning to my Coin Lady channel, I am pleased to see you again. Speculation about the SEC and financial institutions is rampant at the moment. The other day, in celebration of the XRP's one-year anniversary, not a security announcement, Ripple's chief legal officer, CLO, released the following statement. As we near the one-year mark of the judge's summary judgment ruling in the SEC versus Ripple case, we may see that there have been some contemplations. First and foremost, the legal determination that XRP is not a security on its own was a turning point. The SEC's flagrant overreach and lack of faithful devotion to the law under Chair Gensler were recognized in subsequent decisions, the most recent of which was in the Purchase Nance case. It is untenable to seek clarity piecemeal through endless litigation, even though the courts have offered a much-needed check on the SEC's behavior. With the United States lagging behind other developed nations in crypto regulation, lawmakers on both sides of the political spectrum are growing increasingly irritated by the lack of legislative action. The outcome of remedy is still up in the air, but our case is far from done. The court's decision that XRP does not constitute a security remains unchanged. The SEC has also informed the court that it will not contest that finding. Keep your mind on Meyer Ripple and the industry as they navigate the legal trenches. The SEC has ongoing efforts to distract you. The SEC Ripple is on its last legs, and the industry as a whole will be stronger in the aftermath of Chair Gensler's departure. The SEC has been losing continuously since that decision, which is why I am bringing this up again. However, the question that the SEC appears to be asking when it comes to regulating cryptocurrency is whether or not the token has any practical use. Also, they appear to be looking to outlaw tokens that have some kind of practical use. They appear unconcerned even if the token has no practical use. It almost seems like we should be on the other side of this. Anderson deserves a huge congrats for this. Tokens without practical use pose no danger to the current system's dominant players, and we have it all figured out. On the topic of cancer and blockchain technology, we have J.D. Vance. You may recall that J.T. Vance was just named Trump's vice president. One must wonder why XRP was singled out for scrutiny while other major initiatives were allowed to go unchecked. Once again, the main emphasis is on the practicality. Aside from this, though, we also have this. I believe a reset is a necessity. Hester Pierce sent this. At the same time, Hester Pierce continues to gripe about how the SEC's strategy is flawed. When it comes to the industry, the SEC's enforcement-based strategy is ineffective. However, as a regulator with limited resources, it is also ineffective for us. Upon closer inspection, numerous issues become apparent at the SEC. In particular, we were primarily concerned with debanking of cryptocurrency in March of 2023, when news of Operation Choke first began to circulate. Alright. And you could be wondering, what the hey, Nick? Just recently, Hester Pierce requested a reset, and here we are. We're already complaining about the SEC's incompetence, and now we're bringing up debanking? Yes. Since here is where the SECs are concentrating their efforts. Do not forget to return to this topic with J.D. Vance. Will incumbents be the main focus? The current power brokers are unaffected by a useless token. As soon as debanking of cryptocurrency became apparent, it became abundantly clear that the SEC, among other important government agencies, like the Fed, the FDIC, and the OCC, was actively pursuing this field from every angle in order to safeguard the interests of the big banks. The major banks are most concerned about XRP and Ripple. Not long ago, from Eleanor Surratt as well. The former Obama Solicitor General confirmed this to us. Federal officials have launched a coordinated effort to debank the cryptocurrency business, even though the digital assets sector desperately needs banking services. This proves that it was published on July 4th. Following this, Rule 121 came into play, being overturned. And you know what? A dramatic letter from President Biden to the House of Representatives postponed the House vote to override his veto and abolish SEC anti-crypto rule Rule 121. This is the wrong way to do business. Having said that, I now totally concur with Patrick McHenry. Unfortunately, many of these lawmakers do nothing more than talk, none of them actually do anything. SAD 121 is the reason this is an issue. Currently, there is a strong emphasis. You might be startled to hear that the SEC is making exceptions to Rule 121. Surprisingly, not many people are covering this story. Thank you, Good Morning Crypto, for informing us that the SEC is making exceptions to SAB 121 for a number of major American banks. I worked for a number of major financial institutions. Crypto banks offer stronger protection for custody customers than non-banks, and the fact that banks in the US cannot be dragged into bankruptcy ensures that customers' assets are secure. This also implies that some banks are no longer penalized for providing Bitcoin custody services. My main gripe is that the SEC is once again selecting winners and losers in the TradFi space, just as they did in the DeFi arena. I don't think it's necessary to name any of those major banks, because we all know who they are. This poses an issue. To ensure that clients' assets remain theirs in the event of a bank's failure, the SEC has prioritized this matter and granted exceptions to SAP 121 to banks. You might assume this is great news for crypto markets, because bank structural advantage is in line with SEC rules, which makes it useful and boosts security. But here, let's be completely forthright. Winners will be chosen by them. That is why I zero in on the unseen activities of the SEC, which include shielding the wealthy bankers from accountability. Basically, I zero in on Bank of America, JP Morgan Chase, and Citi, because let me tell you, these mega corporations are the ones that have grown exponentially in size and wealth since 2008, when the economy was in its worst state. Guess who emerged triumphant from the banking sector's consolidation? Major financial institutions. There is a serious issue here. However, the plot is identical. Now that cryptocurrency is involved, we can see things from a somewhat different angle. However, when we examine the evidence, we find that every major government institution was used as a weapon to target cryptocurrency and debank the banking system. Additionally, this has been going on for more than 4 years according to the SEC. This poses an issue. Furthermore, I am of the opinion that a reset is necessary. However, Hester Pierce should not even be considered for the position of chairperson, given that she has also failed to have a significant impact. Therefore, in my opinion, this is not a SEC issue when we examine it closely. In order to steer this entire sector in the correct path, we require a new agency made up of Web 2 and Web 3 performers. It's becoming old to depend on these people from TradFi who act as if they have expert knowledge of crypto, but in reality, they have no idea how the technology works. It makes me laugh. Thank you for watching my channel and for subscribing. I'll see you later.